Before we begin, let me ask you a simple question. What if many of your daily struggles, low energy, stubborn weight, brain fog, poor digestion, weak immunity, even mood swings, were not failures of willpower, discipline, or age, but signals from a hidden world inside you? Right now, as you listen to these words, trillions of microscopic organisms are living inside your body. They are working, communicating, reacting, and influencing you, often more than you realize. This vast inner ecosystem is known as your gut microbiome, and science now shows that it plays a powerful role in shaping how you feel, think, and function every single day. For decades, bacteria were treated as enemies to destroy. But modern research from institutions like the National Institutes of Health, Harvard Medical School, Stanford University, and Johns Hopkins has revealed a surprising truth. Most bacteria are not your enemies, they are your partners in health. Your gut bacteria help digest food, produce essential vitamins, regulate inflammation, train your immune system, influence hunger and cravings, and even help manufacture neurotransmitters that affect mood and mental clarity. In fact, your gut and brain are in constant conversation, linked by what scientists call the gut-brain axis. This audiobook is not about perfection, extreme diets, or quick fixes. It is about understanding how your body truly works, and learning how small, consistent choices can restore balance from the inside out. Over the next chapters, you will discover how gut bacteria influence weight, cravings, immunity, stress, sleep, and long-term vitality. You'll hear insights grounded in real science, supported by respected researchers and global health organizations, and translated into simple, practical steps you can apply in everyday life. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You only need curiosity, awareness, and a willingness to listen to your body and to the wisdom it's been quietly sharing all along. Let's begin by exploring the remarkable inner ecosystem that lives within you. Chapter 1: Your Inner Ecosystem. Understanding the gut microbiome. When most people think about health, they think in terms of organs, heart, lungs, brain. But there is another system inside you that quietly influences all of them. It doesn't have a single shape or location, yet it affects digestion, immunity, mood, weight, and even how you respond to stress. That system is your gut microbiome. You are not just one organism. You are an ecosystem. Scientists now estimate that the human gut is home to 30 to 40 trillion microorganisms, bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other microbes, living mostly in the large intestine. Together, they form what researchers call the microbiome. These organisms are not invaders. They are long-term residents, partners in survival, and essential contributors to human health. As the National Institutes of Health, NI, states, the gut microbiome is essential for human development, immunity, and nutrition. This discovery has fundamentally changed how modern medicine understands the human body. From germs to guardians. For much of history, bacteria were seen as enemies. The discovery of antibiotics saved millions of lives, but it also shaped a mindset: kill the germs, clean everything, sterilize at all costs. Modern science now tells a more balanced story. Dr. Martin Blaser, former president of the Infectious Diseases Society of America, explains. Humans have co-evolved with microbes for millennia. Disrupting that relationship has consequences. Most gut bacteria are not harmful. In fact, they perform tasks your body cannot do alone. They help break down complex carbohydrates, produce essential vitamins like vitamin K and certain B vitamins, protect the gut lining, and train the immune system to recognize real threats. Without these microbes, your digestive system would be far less efficient, and your immune system far less intelligent. What the Human Microbiome Project revealed. In 2007, the NI launched the Human Microbiome Project, a large-scale effort to map the microorganisms living in and on the human body. The results were groundbreaking. Researchers discovered that every person has a unique microbial fingerprint. Microbial diversity is a strong marker of health. Changes in gut bacteria are associated with chronic disease. According to the NIH, changes in the microbiome have been associated with conditions such as inflammatory bowel disease, obesity, diabetes, allergies, and even neurological disorders. In other words, the state of your gut is not separate from your health, it is central to it. Balance matters. Understanding dysbiosis. A healthy gut is not about eliminating bacteria. It is about balance. When beneficial microbes thrive and harmful ones are kept in check, the system works smoothly. When that balance is disrupted, a condition known as dysbiosis, problems begin to appear. Dysbiosis has been linked to obesity and metabolic disorders, type 2 diabetes, irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, chronic inflammation, depression, and anxiety, autoimmune conditions. Dr. Alessio Fasano, a leading gut researcher at Harvard Medical School, notes, "The gut is the gatekeeper of inflammation. When it breaks down, the entire body feels the impact." This helps explain why digestive issues are so often accompanied by fatigue, brain fog, mood changes, or recurring illness. The gut as a control center. Your gut microbiome acts like a biological command center. It communicates with your immune system, determining how aggressively it responds, your brain, influencing mood and stress, your metabolism, affecting how calories are absorbed and stored. Harvard Health Publishing summarizes it simply. The gut microbiome affects far more than digestion, it plays a role in overall physical and mental health. This means gut health is not a niche wellness trend. It is a foundation, a living relationship. One of the most fascinating discoveries about the microbiome is how quickly it responds to lifestyle changes. Diet, sleep, stress, movement, and medication all shape the microbial environment inside you. Professor Tim Spector, author of The Diet Myth, explains, "Your gut microbiome can change in days. What you eat today shapes which microbes thrive tomorrow." This is empowering news. It means that gut health is dynamic, not fixed. Small choices, repeated consistently, can reshape your internal ecosystem. Practical steps: caring for your inner ecosystem. 1. Change your perspective. Stop viewing bacteria as enemies. Most are allies that support digestion, immunity, and resilience. Health is about cooperation, not sterilization. 2. Use antibiotics wisely. Antibiotics save lives, but they also wipe out beneficial bacteria. Use them only when medically necessary, and focus on recovery afterward through nutrition and rest. As the World Health Organization cautions, antibiotic misuse is one of the biggest threats to global health. 3. Eat for diversity. Your gut bacteria thrive on variety. Different microbes prefer different fibers and plant compounds. Practical habits. Rotate fruits and vegetables weekly. Include whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. Avoid relying on the same meals every day. Diversity on your plate creates diversity in your gut. Closing reflection. Inside you lives a vast, living community working around the clock to keep you alive, energized, and protected. When you support that community, it supports you in return. Chapter 2: The Gut-Brain Superhighway. Mood, stress, and mental clarity. If you have ever felt butterflies in your stomach before a big moment, lost your appetite under stress, or experienced digestive discomfort during anxiety, you've already felt the gut-brain connection in action. This connection is biological, constant, and powerful. Your gut and brain are in continuous conversation. Thoughts influence digestion, digestion influences emotions, and together they shape how you feel, think, and respond to the world. Harvard Health Publishing puts it simply: the gut and brain are intimately connected. This invisible communication network is known as the gut-brain axis, and understanding it may be one of the most important steps toward improving mental clarity, emotional balance, and stress resilience. The two-way highway. The gut-brain axis is a complex, two-directional communication system linking your digestive tract and your nervous system. Messages travel through multiple channels. The vagus nerve, one of the body's most important nerves, hormones and neurotransmitters, immune system signaling chemical messages produced by gut bacteria. This means your brain doesn't just tell your gut what to do, your gut constantly sends updates back to your brain. Dr. Emran Meyer, professor of medicine at UCLA and author of The Mind-Gut Connection, explains. The gut microbiome plays a key role in influencing emotions, stress response, and mental health. Your emotional state is produced by the brain and also shaped by the condition of your gut. The serotonin surprise. One of the most eye-opening discoveries in gut research is the role of serotonin. Serotonin is often called the feel-good neurotransmitter. It helps regulate mood, emotional stability, sleep, and appetite. Many antidepressant medications are designed to increase serotonin availability in the brain. What most people don't realize is this. Around 90% of the body's serotonin is produced in the gut, not the brain. Gut bacteria influence how serotonin is produced, released, and regulated. When the gut environment is healthy, serotonin signaling tends to be more stable. When the gut is inflamed or imbalanced, mood disturbances often follow. As neuroscientist Dr. John Cryan of University College Cork notes, gut microbes can regulate brain chemistry and influence behavior. This helps explain why digestive disorders are frequently linked with anxiety and depression, and why improving gut health can positively affect mood. Stress changes your gut immediately. Stress leaves a physical imprint on the gut. When you experience stress, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones prepare you for action, but they also reduce digestive enzyme secretion, slow gut motility, alter blood flow to the intestines, change the balance of gut bacteria. Even short-term stress can shift the microbial environment. Chronic stress is even more damaging. It weakens the gut lining, increases inflammation, and allows harmful bacteria to thrive. This, in turn, sends distress signals back to the brain, creating a vicious cycle. The American Psychological Association acknowledges this connection. Stress can affect digestion and worsen symptoms of gastrointestinal disorders. Over time, stress-driven gut imbalance can contribute to anxiety, low mood, irritability, and mental fatigue. When the gut fuels anxiety and low mood, gut imbalance, or dysbiosis, doesn't just follow emotional distress, it can drive it. Research increasingly shows that people with depression and anxiety often have reduced microbial diversity, lower levels of beneficial bacteria, increased markers of inflammation. Harvard Medical School highlights this emerging understanding. There is growing evidence that gut health plays a role in emotional regulation and mental well-being. Inflammation is a key link here. An inflamed gut releases inflammatory molecules that can cross into the bloodstream and affect brain function. This may contribute to brain fog, low motivation, and emotional instability. In simple terms, an unhappy gut can cloud the mind. Why your gut reacts before your brain. The gut contains its own nervous system, called the enteric nervous system. Often referred to as the second brain, it contains over 100 million nerve cells, more than the spinal cord. This system allows the gut to operate independently, but it also keeps a constant dialogue with the brain. In many cases, gut signals reach the brain before conscious thought forms. That's why you may feel tension, nausea, or discomfort before you can explain why you are anxious. The gut senses threat and imbalance early, and reports it fast. As Dr. Meyer explains, the gut is exquisitely sensitive to emotional and psychological stress. Understanding this helps remove shame from emotional symptoms. Food, fermentation, and emotional resilience. Diet plays a central role in how this gut-brain dialogue unfolds. Certain foods encourage the growth of bacteria that produce calming compounds like short-chain fatty acids, which reduce inflammation and support brain health. Fermented foods are especially valuable. Studies published in Psychiatry Research have shown that fermented foods are associated with reduced social anxiety and stress sensitivity. These foods work gently, by improving the environment that supports emotional balance. As nutrition researcher Dr. Felice Jacka states, diet quality is a key factor in mental health. Strengthening the gut-brain connection. 1. Slow down before you eat. Digestion begins in a relaxed nervous system. Take a few slow breaths before meals. This activates the parasympathetic, rest and digest response, improving digestion and signaling safety to the gut. 2. Eat mindfully. Rushed meals under stress send the message that digestion is not a priority. Chew thoroughly, avoid screens, and allow your body to focus on processing food. 3. Add fermented foods. Yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and fermented vegetables help support bacteria linked to emotional resilience. Start small and build gradually. 4. Reduce chronic stress. You don't need to eliminate stress, just interrupt it regularly. Walking, breathing exercises, prayer, journaling, or quiet reflection all reduce stress hormones that damage gut health. 5. Protect your gut lining. Chronic stress weakens the gut barrier. Sleep, hydration, and regular meals help maintain its integrity and prevent inflammatory signals from reaching the brain. Chapter 3: Weight, Cravings, and Metabolism. Gut bacteria and body weight. If you've ever wondered why some people seem to eat whatever they want and stay slim, while others struggle despite strict dieting, the answer may lie in your gut. It turns out that your microbes, not just your willpower, play a key role in hunger, cravings, and metabolism. Understanding this connection can transform how you approach weight management and food choices. Dr. Justin Sonnenberg, a leading microbiome researcher at Stanford University, sums it up clearly. Not all calories are equal. Your gut bacteria decide what your body absorbs. This chapter explores how gut microbes influence calorie extraction, fat storage, and cravings, and what you can do to work with them, not against them. Calories are more than numbers. When you eat, you may think of calories as simple units of energy. Eat too many, and you gain weight. Eat too few, and you lose weight. But your body doesn't operate in isolation. Gut bacteria help determine how many of those calories are actually absorbed. Certain microbial species are highly efficient at breaking down complex carbohydrates, fibers, and fats. In other words, the same slice of bread may yield more energy, and potentially more fat storage, for one person than for another, depending on their microbial composition. A 2012 study published in Nature found that gut microbiota from obese individuals caused mice to gain more weight than microbiota from lean individuals, even when both groups ate identical diets. This striking finding shows that microbial composition affects energy harvest and fat accumulation. Cravings, the microbial whisperers. Your gut doesn't just help digest food, it can actively influence your cravings. Some bacterial species thrive on sugar and processed foods. When these bacteria dominate, they send signals to your brain, increasing cravings for the very foods they prefer. This creates a cycle where you crave the foods that feed the bacteria that dominate your gut, often unhealthy options. Dr. Rob Knight, a microbiome scientist at the University of California, San Diego, explains. Microbes can drive behavior to suit their own ecological needs. It means that changing your diet can shift the balance of your gut ecosystem, reducing sugar cravings and improving appetite regulation over time. Metabolism and microbial diversity. A diverse gut microbiome is a healthy microbiome. Diversity ensures that energy is processed efficiently, nutrients are absorbed properly, and inflammation is minimized. Low microbial diversity has been linked to obesity, insulin resistance, and difficulty losing weight. Stanford researchers found that microbiome shifts directly affect weight loss success. Participants with greater microbial diversity were more likely to lose weight and maintain it, whereas participants with less diverse microbiomes experienced slower or minimal results, following the same diet plan. The lesson is clear: weight management is not just about calories in versus calories out. It's also about fostering a healthy, diverse microbial community. The role of fiber. Fiber is one of the most important tools for shaping a healthy microbiome. Many beneficial bacteria feed on fiber, producing short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, like butyrate, acetate, and propionate. These compounds reduce inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, help regulate hunger hormones such as ghrelin and leptin. Dr. Tim Spector, author of The Diet Myth, emphasizes, eating diverse plant foods fuels the microbes that support healthy metabolism and weight regulation. Without adequate fiber, your microbiome loses diversity, allowing sugar-loving, inflammation-promoting bacteria to dominate. Over time, this can lead to increased cravings, fat storage, and metabolic disturbances. Ultra-processed foods, saboteurs of your gut. Ultra-processed foods, high in sugar, refined oils, and artificial additives, are often calorie-dense but nutrient-poor. They can rapidly alter your gut microbiota, favoring species that increase fat storage and cravings for more processed foods. The result? You eat more, feel less satisfied, and your microbiome becomes less resilient. Dr. Sonnenberg warns, diet shapes the microbiome, and the microbiome shapes your diet. It's a feedback loop. Choosing whole, minimally processed food supports both microbial diversity and metabolic health. Constant snacking or grazing may seem harmless, but it can prevent your gut from repairing itself. Your microbiome thrives on rhythm. Periods of fasting or longer gaps between meals allow gut cells to regenerate, reduce inflammation, and encourage microbial diversity. Practical steps: supporting weight and metabolism through your gut. 1. Increase fiber gradually. Introduce fruits, vegetables, legumes, and whole grains slowly to avoid digestive discomfort. Aim for 25 to 30 grams per day to nourish beneficial bacteria and support short-chain fatty acid production. 2. Eat whole foods instead of ultra-processed meals. Focus on fresh, minimally processed foods. Whole foods feed microbes that help regulate weight, while processed foods feed microbes that promote cravings and fat storage. 3. Avoid constant snacking. Give your gut time to rest and repair. Eating within a defined window of 8 to 10 hours allows microbial populations to stabilize and improves metabolic signals. 4. Rotate your foods. Diverse diets create diverse microbiomes. Rotate vegetables, proteins, and grains weekly to ensure multiple bacterial species are nurtured. 5. Consider fermented foods. While fiber feeds microbes, fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, kimchi, and sauerkraut introduce additional beneficial species that can help regulate appetite and improve metabolic health. Closing reflection. Your weight, cravings, and metabolism are also influenced by the microbial ecosystem within you. This understanding reframes dieting from a struggle of restriction to a strategy of support, supporting the trillions of microorganisms that dictate how your body processes food, stores energy, and communicates hunger to your brain. Dr. Sonnenberg said, your gut bacteria are active participants in your metabolism and cravings. By gradually increasing fiber, eating whole foods, and respecting your gut's rhythm, you can shift the microbial balance in your favor. Over time, you may notice reduced cravings, improved energy, and a metabolism that works with you, not against you. Chapter 4: Immunity begins in the gut. Disease resistance and inflammation. When we think about immunity, we often imagine white blood cells, vaccines, or hand washing. But what if the true foundation of your immune system wasn't a pill or injection, but the trillions of microorganisms living in your gut? Modern science has revealed a remarkable fact: nearly 70% of your immune system resides in your gut. Your microbiome is not just a passive community, it is a critical teacher, trainer, and regulator of your body's defenses. Understanding this relationship can transform your approach to preventing illness and controlling inflammation. As the World Health Organization, WHO, emphasizes, a healthy diet is essential for a strong immune system. This is not just about nutrition. It's about cultivating the environment in your gut where your immune system can learn, adapt, and respond appropriately. Your gut, school for the immune system. Your gut microbiome and immune system are inseparably intertwined. From birth, the microbes in your intestines help train immune cells to differentiate between friend and foe. They instruct immune cells to respond when needed, and stand down when threats are minimal. Dr. Alessio Fasano, a leading researcher on the gut-immune connection, explains. The gut is the gatekeeper of inflammation. When it breaks down, the entire body feels the impact. When your microbiome is balanced, immune responses are well regulated. When your microbiome is disrupted, the immune system can overreact or underperform. This imbalance is linked to common modern conditions, including allergies, asthma, and autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, type 1 diabetes, and inflammatory bowel disease. Inflammation, the hidden threat. Inflammation is a natural part of immune function. It helps the body respond to injury and infection. But chronic, low-grade inflammation is another story. It can damage tissues, disrupt organs, and contribute to cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and even cognitive decline. The gut microbiome plays a key role in controlling inflammation. Beneficial bacteria produce compounds such as short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, that signal immune cells to regulate inflammation effectively. Conversely, harmful bacteria can trigger immune overreaction, producing inflammatory molecules that circulate throughout the body. Dr. Rob Knight, a scientist at the University of California, explains. The balance of your gut microbes directly affects your immune tone, whether it's calm and adaptive, or overactive and destructive. Fostering a healthy gut is one of the most effective strategies to reduce chronic inflammation and maintain robust immunity. Nutrition. Nutrition is central to gut-based immunity. The foods you eat directly influence which microbes thrive and how effectively they support your immune system. Colorful plant foods, fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, and seeds provide fibers, antioxidants, and polyphenols that nourish beneficial bacteria. In turn, these bacteria support immune cells, reduce inflammation, and improve barrier integrity. The WHO reinforces this link. Adequate nutrition, including fruits and vegetables, is crucial for immune resilience. Conversely, diets high in sugar, ultra-processed foods, and excessive alcohol can disrupt microbial balance, impairing immune function and promoting chronic inflammation. Supporting the gut barrier. Gut lining is a thin layer of cells that separates your internal body from the trillions of microbes and potential pathogens in your intestines. When the gut lining is healthy, it acts as a selective barrier, allowing nutrients through while keeping harmful substances out. When the gut lining is compromised, a condition sometimes referred to as leaky gut, immune cells are exposed to microbes and toxins, triggering systemic inflammation. This can exacerbate autoimmune conditions, allergies, and chronic illness. Certain nutrients are essential for maintaining a strong gut barrier. Zinc is one of them, supporting cell repair and immune function. Adequate hydration is equally important, keeping the mucosal layer moist and effective against invaders. Practical steps. 1. Eat colorful plant foods daily. Diversity matters. Aim for a rainbow of fruits and vegetables to feed a variety of beneficial bacteria. Examples: berries, leafy greens, bell peppers, carrots, broccoli, beans, and lentils. 2. Limit excessive sugar and alcohol. Excess sugar and alcohol can feed harmful microbes and increase inflammation. Reducing these helps maintain balance and supports immune function. 3. Support the gut lining. Consume zinc-rich foods such as pumpkin seeds, lentils, chickpeas, and seafood. Drink enough water to maintain a healthy mucosal barrier. 4. Include fermented foods. Yogurt, kefir, kimchi, and sauerkraut introduce live beneficial bacteria that can enhance gut-based immunity. 5. Moderate stress. Chronic stress weakens the gut barrier and impairs immune signaling. Simple practices, deep breathing, mindfulness, short walks, or gentle stretching, can reduce stress hormones and protect gut integrity. The microbiome as a personalized defense system. One of the most exciting discoveries in modern immunology is that your microbiome creates a personalized immune landscape. Your microbial community is unique, and its composition helps determine how your body responds to infections, vaccines, and environmental challenges. Dr. Martin Blaser, a leading infectious disease researcher, states, disrupting the microbiome alters immunity and may contribute to a rise in autoimmune and allergic conditions. This underscores the power and responsibility of caring for your gut daily. Every meal, every lifestyle choice, and every period of stress or rest influences the ecosystem that protects you. Closing reflection. Your gut is far more than a digestive organ. It is a training ground, command center, and first line of defense for your immune system. When your gut is healthy, your immune system functions efficiently, responding appropriately to threats without overreacting. When your gut is out of balance, the consequences can ripple throughout the body, leading to inflammation, chronic disease, and fatigue. The good news is that your microbiome responds quickly to supportive changes. By eating a colorful, diverse diet, limiting sugar and alcohol, supporting the gut lining, and managing stress, you can enhance immunity and reduce inflammation naturally. Chapter 5: Food, Friend or Foe? How diet shapes gut health. You've likely heard the saying, "You are what you eat." But a more accurate statement might be, "You are what your gut microbes eat." Every meal doesn't just nourish your body, it nourishes trillions of microorganisms that influence digestion, immunity, mood, metabolism, and even brain function. As Hippocrates famously said, "Let food be thy medicine." This ancient wisdom is now backed by modern science. The foods you choose daily determine which microbes thrive, which dwindle, and ultimately how your body responds to food, stress, and disease. Fiber, fuel for beneficial bacteria. Fiber is one of the most important dietary components for gut health. Unlike simple sugars and refined carbs, fiber cannot be digested by human enzymes. Instead, it becomes food for the bacteria living in your colon. Beneficial bacteria ferment fiber to produce short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, including acetate, propionate, and butyrate. These SCFAs nourish the cells lining your colon, reduce inflammation, strengthen the gut barrier, regulate hunger hormones, and support metabolism. Dr. Tim Spector, author of The Diet Myth, emphasizes, eating diverse plant foods fuels the microbes that support healthy metabolism and weight regulation. Without sufficient fiber, beneficial bacteria struggle to survive. Low fiber intake has been linked to reduced microbial diversity, digestive issues, inflammation, and increased risk of chronic diseases. Modern additives, artificial sweeteners, and emulsifiers. While fiber feeds your allies, certain modern food additives can feed troublemakers. Artificial sweeteners, emulsifiers, and preservatives have been shown to disrupt the microbial balance, potentially increasing inflammation, glucose intolerance, and gut permeability. Research published in Nature and other journals demonstrates that these additives can alter the microbiome in ways that promote obesity, metabolic dysfunction, and gastrointestinal discomfort. Even diet or sugar-free products may unintentionally harm your gut ecosystem. The takeaway? Not all processed foods are harmless, even if they appear healthy on the label. Traditional diets and microbial diversity. Examining traditional diets from around the world provides fascinating insights. Communities consuming diets rich in diverse plants, legumes, fermented foods, and minimal processed foods consistently show higher microbial diversity. For example, in rural Africa, children consuming diets high in millet, sorghum, and fiber-rich vegetables had more diverse gut bacteria than European children eating a Western diet. In Japan, traditional fermented soy foods like miso and natto are linked to unique bacterial species that support metabolism and immunity. High microbial diversity is associated with resilience, better digestion, reduced inflammation, and improved mental health. Essentially, the more varied your diet, the more robust your microbial ecosystem becomes. Practical steps: feeding your microbes wisely. 1. Aim for 25 to 30 grams of fiber daily. Include vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains, nuts, and seeds. A fiber-rich diet fuels beneficial bacteria and promotes SCFA production. Examples: broccoli, spinach, lentils, oats, apples, and chia seeds. 2. Rotate foods weekly. Different bacteria prefer different substrates. Rotating your foods ensures a variety of nutrients and fibers reach your gut, fostering a more diverse microbial community. Try changing your vegetable choices, grains, and protein sources each week. 3. Read ingredient labels carefully. Avoid foods with artificial sweeteners, emulsifiers, and unnecessary preservatives. Even small, frequent consumption of these additives can disrupt your gut balance over time. Focus on whole, minimally processed foods. 4. Include fermented foods regularly. Yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, and kombucha introduce beneficial microbes that strengthen your gut community and enhance digestion. 5. Limit ultra-processed foods. Highly refined foods, fast foods, and packaged snacks often contain additives and low fiber, which feed undesirable bacteria. Use these sparingly. The relationship between food and mood. Your diet doesn't just affect your gut, it affects your brain. Gut microbes produce neurotransmitters, including serotonin and GABA, which influence mood and stress resilience. Fiber, plant polyphenols, and fermented foods support these bacteria, while processed foods and artificial additives can impair their function. Dr. Felice Jacka, a leading researcher in nutritional psychiatry, notes, diet quality is a key factor in mental health. Poor diet contributes to depressive symptoms, while nutrient-rich diets support emotional resilience. Choosing foods that nourish your gut is one of the most impactful decisions you can make for both physical and mental well-being. Practical example: a day of gut-friendly eating. Breakfast: oats with chia seeds, berries, and a dollop of plain yogurt. Snack: apple with a handful of almonds. Lunch: lentil and vegetable salad with olive oil and a small portion of fermented sauerkraut. Snack: carrot sticks with hummus. Dinner: quinoa, roasted vegetables, and miso soup. This plan is high in fiber, includes fermented foods, avoids ultra-processed additives, and introduces a variety of nutrients, supporting a diverse and resilient microbiome. Closing reflection. Every meal is an opportunity to nurture your inner ecosystem. Your gut microbes are your partners in digestion, immunity, metabolism, and even emotional balance. Feed them wisely, and they will reward you with better health, energy, and resilience. Chapter 6: Fermentation, Probiotics, and Prebiotics. Supporting good bacteria. By now, you understand that your gut is home to trillions of microorganisms that influence digestion, immunity, metabolism, and even mood. But how do you ensure that the good bacteria thrive and the harmful ones stay in check? The answer lies in fermented foods, probiotics, and prebiotics, the building blocks of a resilient microbiome. As Johns Hopkins Medicine emphasizes, the best probiotics often come from real food. Not all probiotics are created equal. How prebiotics fuel your microbiome, and how food-based strategies often outperform supplements. Nature's probiotics. Fermented foods are naturally rich in live beneficial bacteria. Unlike many supplements, these foods provide complex microbial communities that integrate more effectively into your gut. Popular fermented foods include yogurt, rich in lactobacillus and bifidobacterium. Yogurt supports digestion and helps reduce symptoms of lactose intolerance. Kefir, a fermented milk drink containing a wide variety of bacteria and yeasts. Kefir can improve gut diversity and strengthen immune responses. Sauerkraut, fermented cabbage containing Lactobacillus plantarum, which may help reduce inflammation and enhance digestion. Kimchi, a Korean fermented vegetable dish packed with leuconostoc and lactobacillus, which support gut resilience and antioxidant activity. Miso, fermented soy paste containing probiotics and beneficial enzymes, promoting digestion and gut lining health. Research consistently shows that fermented foods increase microbial diversity, enhance gut barrier function, and reduce inflammatory markers. In many studies, food-based probiotics outperform isolated supplement strains in terms of colonization and long-term benefits. Prebiotics, feeding the beneficial bacteria. While probiotics introduce beneficial bacteria, prebiotics provide the fuel those bacteria need to thrive. Prebiotics are non-digestible fibers found in many plant-based foods. They resist digestion in the small intestine and reach the colon, where bacteria ferment them into short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, that support immunity, metabolism, and anti-inflammatory responses. Some of the most effective prebiotics include inulin, found in chicory root, garlic, onions, and leeks. Supports bifidobacterium growth and gut motility. Fructooligosaccharides, FOS present in bananas, asparagus, and Jerusalem artichokes. Enhance SCFA production and improve calcium absorption. Galactooligosaccharides, GOS found in beans and lentils. Promotes bifidobacterium and may help regulate immune function. Resistant starch, found in cooked and cooled potatoes, green bananas, and legumes. Supports Ruminococcus and Eubacterium, improving colon health and insulin sensitivity. Dr. Rob Knight, a microbiome scientist at UC San Diego, explains. Prebiotics act like fertilizer for your microbiome. Without them, probiotics cannot thrive effectively. Probiotics versus supplements. While probiotic supplements can be useful in specific circumstances, they often deliver single strains of bacteria that may not colonize long-term. Additionally, they cannot replicate the diversity and synergistic effects found in fermented foods. Research from Johns Hopkins Medicine supports food-first strategies. Dietary interventions using whole foods are more effective than isolated probiotic supplements for long-term gut health. In practice, this means that incorporating fermented foods into a daily diet is usually more impactful than relying on capsules or powders alone. Pairing probiotics and prebiotics, a synergistic strategy. The most effective approach combines probiotics and prebiotics. When you introduce beneficial bacteria through fermented foods and feed them with fibers, you create an environment where they flourish. This is sometimes called symbiotic nutrition. For example, add a tablespoon of sauerkraut, probiotic, to a lentil salad, prebiotic. Mix yogurt with chia seeds and berries. Enjoy kimchi alongside roasted sweet potatoes or garlic sautéed vegetables. This combination promotes colonization, SCFA production, and microbial diversity, supporting digestion, immunity, and even mood regulation. Practical tips for incorporating fermented foods and prebiotics. 1. Introduce slowly. Start with small amounts of fermented foods to avoid bloating or digestive discomfort. Gradually increase portions as your gut adapts. 2. Include a variety of fermented foods. Aim to rotate different sources, yogurt one day, kimchi the next, to increase microbial diversity. 3. Pair with fiber-rich foods. Always combine probiotics with prebiotics to nourish beneficial bacteria. Examples: fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains. 4. Focus on whole, minimally processed foods. Even prebiotic fibers in whole foods are more effective than isolated powders. Include garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, bananas, and cooked and cooled potatoes. 5. Avoid over-reliance on pills. Supplements may be helpful for temporary imbalances, like after antibiotics, but consistent dietary habits have greater long-term impact. The benefits you can expect. When you incorporate fermented foods and prebiotics regularly, studies show improvements in digestive comfort, reduced bloating, constipation, and diarrhea, immune function, enhanced antibody response and reduced inflammation, mood and cognition, increased SCFA production, supports serotonin and GABA pathways, metabolic health, improved insulin sensitivity and appetite regulation. Dr. Emran Meyer, a leading mind-gut researcher, notes, a diet rich in fermented foods and fibers supports both the gut ecosystem and overall well-being, mental, metabolic, and immune. Practical daily example. Breakfast, Greek yogurt with chia seeds, sliced banana, and a sprinkle of flaxseed. Snack, raw carrots with hummus, prebiotic fiber. Lunch, lentil and vegetable salad with a side of kimchi. Snack, apple with almond butter. Dinner, miso soup with tofu, garlic sautéed greens, and roasted sweet potato. This plan provides live bacteria, diverse fibers, and essential nutrients to create a thriving gut ecosystem. Supporting your gut is not about chasing the latest supplement. It's about feeding and nurturing the trillions of organisms that keep you healthy. By combining fermented foods, probiotics, with fiber-rich prebiotics, you create a resilient, diverse microbial community that strengthens digestion, immunity, metabolism, and even emotional well-being. Chapter 7. Healing the Modern Gut. Lifestyle, Toxins, and Gut Damage. In our fast-paced, technology-driven world, it's easy to assume that gut health is only about diet. While nutrition is crucial, modern habits, sleep patterns, stress, sedentary behavior, and exposure to processed foods can silently disrupt your microbiome and undermine your health. The good news? Gut damage is not permanent. With deliberate changes, your inner ecosystem can recover and thrive. As the National Sleep Foundation explains, sleep and circadian rhythm affect every system in the body, including digestion. This chapter explores how modern lifestyles harm the gut and provides practical strategies to restore balance, resilience, and vitality. Sleep, the unsung guardian of gut health. Sleep is more than rest. It is a critical period for gut repair and microbial balance. Research shows that the gut microbiome follows a circadian rhythm, fluctuating with day and night cycles. Disrupted sleep patterns, late nights, and irregular schedules interfere with this rhythm, leading to imbalances in microbial populations. Poor sleep is associated with reduced microbial diversity, increased inflammation, impaired glucose metabolism. Dr. Marie-Pierre Saintonge, a sleep researcher at Columbia University, notes, even a single night of insufficient sleep can alter the gut microbiome and affect metabolism the next day. Regular, consistent sleep of 7 to 8 hours per night is one of the simplest and most powerful ways to support a healthy gut. Sedentary lifestyle. Microbes need movement. Modern work often involves long hours sitting at desks or in cars. While our bodies evolved for daily movement, extended sedentary behavior can reduce microbial diversity. Studies show that physically active individuals have richer, more diverse microbiomes compared to sedentary peers, independent of diet. Movement stimulates digestion, improves blood flow to the gut, and encourages beneficial bacteria that support immunity and metabolism. Dr. Rob Knight, a leading microbiome scientist, explains, exercise doesn't just tone muscles, it enhances microbial diversity, which affects metabolism, immunity, and inflammation. Even moderate activity, such as walking after meals, gardening, or cycling, can dramatically improve gut function over time. Chronic stress, the silent disruptor. Stress is unavoidable, but chronic stress is a silent enemy of the gut. When you are stressed, your body produces cortisol and adrenaline, which can weaken the gut lining, increasing intestinal permeability, often called leaky gut, shift microbial balance, allowing harmful bacteria to flourish, increase inflammation throughout the body. Dr. Emran Meyer, a pioneer in mind-gut research, notes, "The gut is exquisitely sensitive to emotional and psychological stress. Chronic stress can drive dysbiosis and disrupt digestion. The cycle is vicious. A disrupted gut can worsen stress, and stress can worsen gut imbalance. Breaking this cycle requires conscious interventions." Processed foods, hidden toxins. Ultra-processed foods, high in sugar, refined oils, emulsifiers, and preservatives, can harm microbial diversity and promote inflammation. While convenient, these foods feed undesirable bacteria that thrive on sugar and refined starches, often increasing cravings for more processed products. A diet high in processed foods can contribute to obesity and metabolic issues, digestive discomfort, gut barrier weakening, inflammatory conditions. Replacing ultra-processed foods with whole, minimally processed alternatives is a cornerstone of gut repair. Practical steps: restoring the modern gut. 1. Walk daily after meals. A 15 to 20-minute walk after lunch or dinner improves digestion, stimulates beneficial gut bacteria, and supports blood sugar regulation. Even short, consistent movement is better than none. 2. Sleep 7 to 8 hours consistently. Maintain a regular sleep schedule, even on weekends. Consider a bedtime routine, dim lights, avoid screens, and practice relaxation techniques like deep breathing or journaling. 3. Reduce ultra-processed foods. Focus on vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. Cook more meals at home to control ingredients and nourish your microbiome. 4. Manage stress. Incorporate mindfulness practices, yoga, meditation, or deep breathing exercises to reduce cortisol levels. Even short daily sessions can support gut barrier integrity and microbial balance. 5. Hydrate and limit alcohol. Water supports mucosal lining in the gut, while excessive alcohol disrupts microbial balance and weakens the gut barrier. 6. Introduce variety gradually. Incorporate fermented foods and high-fiber prebiotics slowly to allow the gut to adjust and prevent discomfort. The reversibility of gut damage. One of the most empowering discoveries in microbiome research is that gut damage is reversible. Studies show that dietary changes, increased activity, improved sleep, and stress management can restore microbial diversity within days to weeks, depending on consistency. Dr. Tim Spector, author of The Diet Myth, emphasizes, "Your microbiome can change in days. What you eat and how you live today shapes which microbes thrive tomorrow." This means that even if modern life has disrupted your gut, you are never stuck. Small, repeated steps create profound improvements over time. Practical example: a day to heal your gut. Morning: wake up at a consistent time, hydrate, and enjoy a fiber-rich breakfast with oats and berries. Midday: take a 15-minute walk after lunch. Eat fermented yogurt or miso as part of the meal. Afternoon: practice deep breathing exercises or a short mindfulness break to reduce stress. Evening: dinner of vegetables, legumes, and whole grains. Take a 15-minute post-meal walk. Prepare for bed with a screen-free wind-down routine to ensure quality sleep. This simple day integrates movement, nutrition, stress management, and sleep, all essential for healing the modern gut. Chapter 8: Building Your Gut Power Advantage. Long-term transformation. By now, you've learned how the gut influences mood, metabolism, immunity, and overall well-being. You've explored how diet, probiotics, prebiotics, sleep, stress management, and movement shape your microbiome. The final, and most important, lesson is that lasting gut health is built through small, consistent habits over time. As the principle of lifestyle medicine reminds us, health is a daily practice, not a destination. Your gut is not fixed. It responds dynamically to your choices, and by committing to sustainable changes, you can experience profound improvements in energy, mood, focus, and longevity. Small changes, big impact. One of the most empowering discoveries in microbiome research is how quickly the gut responds to positive interventions. Studies show that improvements in diet and lifestyle can begin to shift gut composition within 72 hours. Even short-term adjustments, like adding fiber-rich vegetables, fermented foods, or daily walks, can start producing beneficial changes. Dr. Tim Spector, a leading microbiome researcher, explains. The microbiome is incredibly responsive. What you eat today shapes the microbes that thrive tomorrow. This means transformation does not require drastic measures, incremental changes add up rapidly. Diversity over perfection. A common mistake is aiming for perfect adherence to a gut-healthy plan. While discipline helps, diversity matters more than perfection. Your microbiome thrives on variety, different fibers, vegetables, fruits, proteins, and fermented foods provide nutrients for a wider range of beneficial bacteria. Even small adjustments, such as rotating vegetables weekly or experimenting with new plant-based foods, can significantly increase microbial diversity. Over time, this diversity translates to more efficient digestion, improved immune regulation, better metabolic function, enhanced mood and mental clarity. Dr. Rob Knight, microbiome scientist at UC San Diego, emphasizes, a diverse diet creates a resilient gut ecosystem that adapts to stress, infection, and dietary changes. Beyond the gut, total well-being. Gut health is not just about digestion, it affects every aspect of life. When your microbiome is balanced, energy improves, efficient nutrient absorption fuels daily activity, mood stabilizes, serotonin and other neurotransmitters regulated by the gut enhance emotional resilience, focus sharpens, reduced inflammation and improved gut-brain communication support cognitive function, longevity increases, balanced microbial communities lower chronic inflammation, a key driver of age-related disease. This demonstrates that investing in your gut is investing in total well-being. Practical steps, cementing your gut power advantage. 1. Choose progress over restriction. Focus on incremental improvements instead of trying to eliminate all bad foods. Every fiber-rich meal, fermented food, or daily walk counts. Progress compounds over time. 2. Track how foods make you feel. Keep a simple food and mood journal. Note digestion, energy, mood, and mental clarity after meals. This builds awareness, helps identify beneficial foods, and guides long-term dietary decisions. 3. Commit to gut-friendly habits for 30 days. Research shows that 21 to 30 days of consistent habits can establish routines and influence gut microbial communities. Examples. Eat at least 25 to 30 grams of fiber daily. Include fermented foods like yogurt, kimchi, or kefir. Walk 15 to 20 minutes after meals. Practice stress reduction techniques daily. Sleep 7 to 8 hours consistently. Consistency, not perfection, is key. The gut adapts and thrives when you reinforce good habits repeatedly. 4. Rotate foods for diversity. Try new vegetables, legumes, grains, and fermented foods weekly. Variety strengthens microbial resilience and reduces the risk of stagnation or imbalance. 5. Celebrate small wins. Notice changes in digestion, mood, energy, or sleep quality. Positive feedback reinforces habit formation and motivation. The science of habit formation. Building gut-friendly habits is more than willpower, it's biology. Your microbiome responds to regular inputs, and consistent patterns shape long-term microbial composition. This is supported by lifestyle medicine research, which emphasizes routine, small actions, and reinforcement over drastic, short-term interventions. By aligning your daily choices with gut health, you create a positive feedback loop, Healthy microbes improve digestion, mood, and energy, which make it easier to continue gut-supportive behaviors. Practical example: a 30-day gut reset. Morning: fiber-rich breakfast with oats, berries, and chia seeds. Midday: fermented food with lunch, kimchi, sauerkraut, or yogurt. Take a 15-minute walk after eating. Afternoon: hydrate and practice a 5-minute mindfulness or breathing break. Evening: colorful dinner with legumes, vegetables, and whole grains. Avoid ultra-processed foods. Night: wind down for 7 to 8 hours of consistent sleep. Repeat daily for 30 days. Track energy, mood, digestion, and sleep improvements to reinforce progress and maintain long-term motivation. Closing reflection. Building your gut power advantage is not a one-time effort, it is a daily practice. Each meal, walk, night of sleep, and mindful moment contributes to the ecosystem within you. By prioritizing small, consistent habits, you create lasting improvements in digestion, immunity, mood, metabolism, and overall health. You've now reached the end of the gut power advantage, but in many ways, this is just the beginning. By now, you understand an important truth: your health is not controlled by one single habit, supplement, or rule. It is shaped by daily patterns: what you eat, how you move, how you sleep, how you manage stress, and how consistently you support the tiny allies living inside your gut. You've learned that gut health is not about restriction or fear. It's about diversity, balance, and resilience. It's about feeding your body real food, giving your digestive system time to rest and repair, and creating an internal environment where beneficial bacteria can thrive. Perhaps the most empowering lesson is this: change can happen quickly. Research shows that your gut microbiome can begin shifting within days of improved habits. That means every meal, every walk, every night of good sleep is a step toward better energy, clearer thinking, stronger immunity, and a more stable mood. You don't need to do everything perfectly. Progress matters far more than perfection. Listen to how your body responds. Notice how certain foods make you feel. Pay attention to your energy, digestion, focus, and emotional balance. These signals are feedback, not judgment. As a guiding principle of lifestyle medicine reminds us, health is a daily practice, not a destination. If you commit to gut-friendly habits for the next 30 days, eating more whole foods, increasing fiber, managing stress, and respecting your body's rhythms, you may be surprised by how much changes, both physically and mentally. Your gut is not just a digestive organ. It is a foundation of your well-being. When you care for it, it quietly works in your favor, day after day, breath after breath. Thank you for listening. May your journey forward be guided by awareness, balance, and the powerful intelligence within you.